105.5. Tune in and listen everywhere you go.
Oh, wow.
Mommies and daddies, good evening, no. Don't forget to buy your pikin's favorite toothpaste, Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection. Because Colgate locks calcium in.
It's typing out!
Where else? It's Splash 105.5.
We've got the city on lockdown.
Got my own city that I hold down.
We are Splash 105.5.
We educate. That's why we are respected. We inform. That's why we are loved. More music. We are the best. The Integrity Station. Splash.
105.5.
I just wanna let you know, we're not original. People just know how to hide what they don't want you to see. Come with me, the higher ground. Looking at tiny houses and picket fences. We've been here before. We are not unusual, than you see. 'Cause you've got the healing, and you know that I need it. So just stay tonight. So just stay tonight. Baby, let's not be foolish. If we waste this, we lose it. More than just one night. So just stay tonight. You and I, we're not like pretty roses. Things to die, they never come back. We've been shattered, but we keep fighting. 'Cause you've got the healing, and you know that I need it. So just stay tonight. So just stay tonight. Baby, let's not be foolish. If we waste it, we lose it. More than just one night. So just stay tonight. We've seen it all. We've dreamed before. We've come so far. We can dream some more. 'Cause you've got the healing, and you know that I need it. So just stay tonight. So just stay tonight. Baby, let's not be foolish. If we waste it, we lose it. More than just one night. So just stay tonight. 'Cause you've got the healing, and you know that I need it. So just stay tonight. So just stay tonight. Baby, let's not be foolish. If we waste it, we lose it. More than just one night. So just stay tonight.
Where else? It's Splash 105.5.
I
right, it's good to have you join us. This is the 23rd of February, 2021. My name is Michael Olatunbosun, and the program is Talking Points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Quite a number of things have happened in the country in the last 24 hours, so we'll be dwelling on some of them. And I particularly will be talking about the recession story of Nigeria. Nigeria was said to have exited the recession that came upon the nation last year, and in the fourth quarter of 2020, it's said that the country miraculously, that's how some have described it, exited the recession. We'll be looking at some of the factors, some of the figures. We'll be seeing, trying to see if we can make sense of them. All right? And I'm hoping that I'll be able to get the government's perspective on this matter. I should have a jury, to talk about this matter pretty soon on the program, Talking Points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. So while we're, still tinkering with, having him, I'd like to just go through some of the news items. Most certainly bring them back to the microphone after my conversation with Julie, most definitely on the program today. And we'll see how some of these things, are adding up, or if they are indeed adding up, to give us a picture of how to react to, the economy and how the economy unfolds itself. And the Punch, Oyo reopens Shasha Market, victims to get palliatives. Okay, it's on the Punch. Of course, it's been in news as well here. Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State Tuesday ordered the reopening of the Shasha Market. The decision, it said, was taken in the best interest of the traders and for peace and harmony between the Yoruba and Hausa communities in Shasha. The popular market, dominated by the Yoruba and Hausa traders, was shut down barely 2 weeks ago after the bloody clash that ensued following the death of a cobbler a day after an altercation between two traders. Governor Makinde gave the directive for reopening of the market during a peace meeting held with the leaders of the Hausa and Yoruba communities in Shasha at the House of Chiefs, Secretariat Agodi, Ibadan, Tuesday. He said the decision to reopen the market was informed by the need for survival for the traders in the light of the declining economic situation. He added that due to the economic situation and the peculiarities associated with the state, the reopening of the market became imperative. While addressing the Hausa Fulani, he said, considering the economic situation and peculiarities we have with us, we will immediately reopen the Shasha market. They will bring bulldozer to the market today, that's Tuesday. When my brother governors visited Seriki Shasha Palace, while we were walking around, I realized that both the people I saw at Seriki's place and those I met at Bale's place were not happy because they have been deprived of doing their job. If you look at Oyo State, even when the COVID-19 was at its peak, I decided not to shut our marketplaces because I know and also explained to the leadership of the country at the national level that in our state, we have people that the proceeds from what they get today will determine if they will eat tomorrow or not. Okay. That's the bit. If you'd like to find the details, please go to Punch newspaper or Oyo reopens Shasha market, victims to get palliatives. Okay. All right, so you have that story there in case you'd like to find it and get the details. Okay. This is the Vanguard newspaper of today. And the story here says, breaking, Senate confirms Buratai, Olonishakin, others as non-career ambassadors. The Cable reports the story this way. Senate ignores petition against ex-service chiefs, confirms them as ambassadors. I'll take the cable and then go back to the Vanguard. All right. The Senate has confirmed the appointment of the immediate past service chiefs as ambassadors. The former service chiefs, Bayomi Olonishakin, former Chief of Defense Staff, Tukul Buratai, former Chief of Army Staff, Ibokete Ibas, former Chief of Naval Staff, and Sadiq Abubakar, former Chief of Air Staff. Mohammed Usman, former Intelligence Chief, was also confirmed. The Upper Legislative Chamber confirmed the appointment of the former service chiefs after Mohammed Bokachua, chairman of the Foreign Affairs Committee, presented a report for the consideration of the Senate. President Muhammadu Buhari appointed them as non-career ambassadors after they resigned their previous positions. Some Nigerians had expressed their displeasure with the appointment on the grounds that the past service chiefs failed to quell the insurgency in the northeast and to keep the country safe. While presenting the report on Thursday, Bukachua said the nominees met the requirements expected of them. Okay, just read a bit of the Vanguard perspective. It says that Senate Tuesday confirmed former Chief of Army Staff, Tukul Buratai, former Chief of Defense Staff, Gabriel Ononishakin, former Chief of Air Staff, Ibok Ibas, and former Chief of Naval Staff, Abubakar Sadiq, as non-career ambassadors. President Buhari had on the 5th of February sent the names to the Senate to be confirmed as non-career ambassadors. Okay. All right. So it's still talking points on Splash FM. All right, it's still talking points on Splash FM. Still the Vanguard. Breaking, one failed dead as suspected hoodlums attack police station in Aba. I read that story. The Abia State Police Command has confirmed the death of a cop when suspected hoodlums attacked the police station at Abai Osisioma local government area near Aba. Police Public Relations Officer Geoffrey Ogbonna, who confirmed the attack, said the attackers also sustained casualties. What effrontery for some people described as hoodlums to attack a police station. Many people are getting brazen, getting more confident, doing this. What does this spell for the nation? These are questions that I thought we should ask. Okay, so it's still talking point FM here in the city of Ibadan. Let me quickly go to the question of recession. Nigeria's economy exited recession in the fourth quarter of 2020, recording its first growth in 3 quarters as coronavirus-linked lockdown was lifted across the country. The National Bureau of Statistics reported last Thursday. The economy, it said gross domestic product, GDP, grew by 0.11% in 3 months between October and December from a year earlier. The economy slipped into recession in the third quarter of 2020, with a decline of 3.6%, having contracted 6.1% in second quarter, leading to Nigeria's second recession in 5 years. For the full year 2020, the economy contracted by 1.92%, better than the International Monetary Fund projection. In June of 2020, the World Bank Nigeria Development Update, that's a report, had predicted that the collapse in oil prices coupled with the COVID-19 pandemic was expected to plunge the Nigerian economy into a severe economic recession, the worst since 1980s. The report had stated that the macroeconomic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic would be significant even if Nigeria managed to contain the spread of the virus. Oil represents more than 80% of Nigeria's exports, 30% of its banking sector credit, and 50% of the overall government revenue. So with the drop in oil prices, government revenues were projected to fall from an already low 8% of the GDP in 2019 to a projected 5% in 2020. The National Bureau of Statistics said on Thursday that although the growth was weak, it reflects the gradual return of economic activities following the easing of restricted movements and limited local and international commercial activities in the preceding quarters. The report said, and I quote, as a result, while the Q4 2020 growth rate was lower than growth rate recorded the previous year by minus 2.44% points, it was higher by 3.74% points compared to quarter 3 of 2020. Okay. So on a quarter-on-quarter basis, real GDP growth was 9.68%, indicating a second positive consecutive quarter-on-quarter real growth in rate in 2020 after 2 negative quarters. However, overall in 2020, the annual growth of real GDP was estimated at minus 1.92%, a decline of minus 4.2% points when compared to the 2.27% recorded in 2019. Okay. One of those points to note in this matter is the fact of whether the street statistics would count in the counter for this acclaim of the economy exiting or jumping off the recession. I have Ajuri Ngelale, the Senior Special Assistant to the President on Public Affairs, on the line. Ajuri, good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon to the great people of Oyo State.
Let's talk about the economy, particularly, last Thursday, it was reported that Nigeria had exited the recession, and it was reported to be the worst in the last 40 years. Tell me, how did we get out of the woods?
Thank you very much. First of all, I would just say the recession of 2020 was certainly not worse than 2014, where you had a situation where inflation had risen to about 19%. Loss of GDP was more. It lasted for a much longer period of time. This recession was negative 3%. Inflation went up to about 14% as against 18-19%. And we were able to get out of it within just a few months. So I don't think it was quite as bad, but okay. I would say this. For us, the focus really had been on the early action taken by President Muhammadu Buhari by constituting the Economic Sustainability Committee chaired by His Excellency the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Okay. And of course, the 2.3 trillion naira Economic Sustainability Plan, which emanated from that committee's work. We have been implementing that now for between 6 and 9 months. And we've, of course, seen the impact, not just in terms of the direct capital interventions for micro and small enterprises across the country with the Survival Fund, 75 billion naira worth of grants, not loans, to our micro and small enterprises across the country. We're paying hundreds of thousands of workers across this country monthly salaries over a period of months under these hundreds of thousands of MSMEs across all states of the Federation under the Survival Fund. Then, of course, you have the larger scale intervention where President Muhammadu Buhari had authorized about 1.1 trillion naira worth of interventions for medium and large-scale industries from the Central Bank of Nigeria, from manufacturing firms to pharmaceuticals to healthcare service delivery systems. And then, of course, there was also the CBN COVID-19 household loans for households hard hit by COVID-19, where we've handed out loans to over 300,000 families, separate from the Survival Fund, separate from some of these other interventions through the Nassau Microfinance Bank. So we've really been very, very adamant and very intentional about directing zero to low interest capital, whether loans or grants, to our people, to our businesses, to avoid job losses, to mitigate job losses, and also to provide them additional capital so that they can even expand their operations and employ more unemployed Nigerians. I think when you combine that with the Special Public Works program, where we've employed 774,000 young people, 1,000 from every local government, rebuilding rural roads across the country, sourcing all of the raw materials being used from Nigerian local suppliers, So the bitumen, all of the cement, all being sourced from in the country.
Okay.
It creates not just the direct jobs, but indirect. So you put all of these things together, and you now know how we were able to exit recession so quickly.
Okay. But one worry that I have indeed is that when I was trying to read up on why countries fall into recession, I know that it has to do with contraction in the the total economy of the total macro
the
economy.
GDP, yes.
Exactly. And the oil sector particularly has been hard hit. How much of revival has happened in that area? How much of revival has happened in the area of making sure that the oil sector, we take attention away from there, apart from the fact that we have been, just giving cash around? I want to ask the question based on the fact that inflation has also been on the rise.
Yes. Thank you very much. It's really a very important question you have just asked, because not all growth is equal. What I mean by that is, there's growth that is inclusive, there's growth that is not inclusive.
Okay.
There's growth that is inclusive, there's growth that is exclusive. Exclusive or non-inclusive growth is growth that has to do with having large revenues, whether it's oil and gas, or whether it's another sector that is not labor intensive. So, for example, in 2013, when we had the highest revenues recorded in the history of the nation, at $120 per barrel average at the time, we had growth of about GDP growth of about 6 to 7%, thereabout.
Okay.
But at the time, that growth was not inclusive because it was based on very high oil and gas revenues that has nothing to do with employing people, has nothing to do with creating wealth other than the wealth that is flowing into NNPC because of the international price. That is what we call non-inclusive growth, because it does not affect the livelihoods, the prosperity, the job creation required for our people. Inclusive growth is very different. Inclusive growth is when you have diversified into agriculture and some are manufacturing and some of the real sectors, the productive sectors of the economy that are very labor intensive, that create a lot of jobs, that require a lot of manpower, paid manpower. And so the president, of course, over the last 5 years, we have had, depressed growth in terms of compared to the oil boom. But that 2.8 to 3% growth we've had under President Muhammadu Buhari has largely been dependent because we've had consistently depressed oil prices under the leadership of the president. International oil has been down during the Trump administration and all of that.
Okay.
So what we have seen is the president's massive investment in construction across the country, in infrastructure, in agriculture. As we all know, millions of new farmers farming across the country, millions of low-interest loans under the Anchor Borrowers Program, seedlings, and all of the other interventions that have been made. All of this has created a scenario where agriculture has taken off under the president. So you find that most of the growth under the president has been non-oil sector driven, which is very, very strategic, very important, because that's inclusive growth. That is growth in the productive sectors that are very labor intensive, that are employing people. And so that's very important. Now, of the report that just came out from the National Bureau of Statistics, that allowed us to, that showed the exit from recession, also recorded that 94% of the GDP growth that we have now been able to achieve coming out of the recession is actually driven by the non-oil sector. This is manufacturing, telecoms, banking, agriculture, the productive sectors of the economy. And it's not a coincidence. It has to do with the intentional distribution of resources by the administration of the president toward initiatives that deal with active production, whether it's in the farms across the country, whether it's in construction of roads, bridges, airports, seaports, railways across the country, or whether it is the investment that's being made in our young people in a special public works program to reconstruct rural roads across the country. So all of that is just to say that growth is great, But growth is best when it is inclusive growth, when it is directly impacting on the lives and livelihoods of Nigerians. When you're bailing out MSMEs, supporting MSMEs with the required funding, when you are putting people to work on the construction yards across the country, this is how you create inclusive growth, and that is the growth we are now experiencing.
Okay, so you said about the 94% of the GDP coming from non-oil sector.
That's correct.
My own also appreciation of that report by the Nigerian Bureau of Statistics also indicated that even the performance of the non-oil sector in 2019 was better, even though there was growth in 2020, but it was still better in 2019.
Oh, well, of course, my dear brother, Michael, you would know that during a global economic recession, a global pandemic, where entire supply chains, not just in Nigeria, globally, have totally collapsed, totally shut down as a result of this pandemic that happens once every century. Of course, when you have a global economic recession, a global shutdown of any sort, you cannot expect the same kind of growth in any economy in the world, and even including the U.S., the UK, Germany, etc., as what was obtained before the pandemic. Of course, it cannot be the same. Definitely, the pandemic would have slowed down growth from 2019. But what we are saying is that if you look at South Africa, that has gone their own recession. We were talking about minus 3% loss of GDP. They lost 50% of their economy. 50% of their GDP gone, wiped out, just like that, lost to the pandemic. As we are today, we're out of recession. Those people are still in recession because they were so much deeper in recession that they now have to take so much time to climb out of it. So if not for the proactive initiatives, the Economic Sustainability Plan led by an implementation by His Excellency the Vice President, we would be in a very similar situation. It's just that we took very, very early action. We didn't wait for things to collapse before we took strategic economic measures to intervene in the economy. And I think the other aspect of this that is also very critical is that when you look at some of the other economies around the world, not just South Africa, but even in Europe, etc., these people are still in recession. They have not come out of recession. So when we're talking about growth as against maybe 2018, 2019, you're measuring against a global context where people are not even growing at all. You're talking about a global context where people are contracting. As I speak to you right now, these major countries around the world, and not to speak of the lesser ones like Ghana, etc., these people are contracted. So we're actually in a favorable position that we have even begun the growth this early. The question now is about multiplying that growth and focusing on really making that growth even more inclusive as we're moving forward, so that Nigerians feel the impact of that growth. Okay,
so the next thing will be how, what exactly is the plan on the table to multiply, just like you said now, multiply this growth and also consolidate this exit from the recession. Consolidation now for me, which is very key. What are the areas of focus going forward?
Absolutely, great question. Look, so moving forward for us, we really have to focus in on. First of all, let me start with the expansion of the social investment programs, because this is where you really get to the base of the economic ladder in the country, where you can really create inclusive growth by driving MSMEs from the bottom of the ladder. What do I mean by that? The government enterprise and empowerment program, which includes trader money, farmer money, market money, that has given zero interest capital, free capital in effect, to 4 million petty traders in trader money alone. We're expanding that program. The Empower program that, of course, employed gave skills and tools to 500,000 Empower beneficiaries, which we have since exited. We are now recruiting 1 million new Empower beneficiaries in 2021, already captured into the 2021 budget that the President has signed into law. So that is coming this year. We are expanding the conditional cash transfer this year by 1 million households. We are expanding the homegrown school feeding program by 5 million school children, from the current 9.5 million school children to 14 million school children. This is, of course, as schools resume later in the year, but it's already budgeted for. We already have we've already put in place the National Youth Investment Fund. This is an exclusive fund for the first time in our history dedicated to MSMEs driven by our young people. So you must be a Nigerian citizen aged between 18 and 35, and you're going to be able to get zero to very low interest capital from the National Youth Investment Fund to not just start up your business, but even expand existing operations, particularly for MSMEs that are dealing in the creative arts industry, in media, in fashion, in financial technology, places like Ibadan and Lagos, where you have young Nigerians developing apps. We want to now provide them with high volume, low interest loans of up to 1 million naira and beyond to be able to effectively, resource their various enterprises so that they can grow and ultimately employ more unemployed Nigerians. And that's really our focus this next year. Really focusing on MSMEs, and then of course deepening construction. We are launching the InfraCo. This is the 1 trillion naira infrastructure company that we've been talking about. We're launching it from, I believe, next month, March. That's going to be taking off. Where we're going to be mobilizing private sector investment. We already have 1 trillion in hand as we speak. We already have the money in hand, 1 trillion. We're mobilizing up to 15 trillion in private capital to build public infrastructure, roads, bridges, airports, seaports, power plants, and the like, railways. So there's really so much to look forward to in 2021.
All right. So ultimately, all these projects appear to me like we are loading the economy with cash. Now, my big question for this, this concept of just loading the economy with cash has to do with this question of inflation. How is this government going to deal with inflation if you load the economy with cash?
Well, it's not a matter of, I think that is probably a bit of a simplistic expression of what we are doing. I wouldn't say we are loading it with cash. I would say that we are investing funds into productive sectors of the economy that can reap a much more significant return on the investment that we're investing in. So for example now, fortunately, I'm speaking to a man and an audience that is living in Ibadan or near Ibadan. So I don't have to tell you what we are doing in terms of investing in infrastructure around Ibadan and around the country. When you look at what is going on in Oyo Bomosho Road for the first time in how long that it has been abandoned, when you look at the Lagos-Ibadan high-speed rail line, the Lagos-Shagamu-Ibadan expressway, which is being completed next year. I mean, the investments are everywhere across this country to show. So everybody knows when we're speaking, we're not speaking grammar, that they can see what we're talking about. So for us now, we have to continue to ensure that these investments are on the ground. Our people have confidence that, yes, when we're making these investments, that indeed these investments are on the ground, because ultimately it is that infrastructure that is going to attract the foreign direct investors who are going to be bringing the capital in the industries and the factories that are going to be sustainably employing our people. It is not that government is going to be employing Nigerians forever. No, we have to create an enabling environment with the hard and soft infrastructure. When I say hard infrastructure, of course, roads, bridges, airports, seaports, power plants, and the like, railways. But then there's the soft infrastructure, which is the regulatory reforms, the things that you don't see but you feel, the ease of doing business reforms under the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, led by His Excellency the Vice President, which of course the World Bank has already awarded us recognized us as a top 10 most improving in the world 2 out of the last 3 years. So we're going to continue to deepen that and make sure that the hard and soft infrastructure is on ground, so that investors who are coming in are ready to sustainably employ our people en masse in a way that no government can. So that's really our focus.
Okay, so we'll be looking forward to, engaging further on some of these items that you listed out. Pretty soon we'll get back.
Michael, if you don't mind, there's just one more thing on the issue of inflation, if you don't mind. I think it's also important to note
it is.
that when we had the last recession, we went up to 18-19%. It was actually under this administration, President Muhammadu Buhari, and the fiscal sanity he brought with the TSA implementation, with IPPIS and many of the other initiatives, open treasury, etc., that put us in a position to very, very gradually reduce the inflation rate from 19% down to 11%. And now, with another recession now, we had gone up to 14%, but nothing like the 19% we had before. So we are very confident over the next several months that Nigerians can look forward to the inflation rate coming back down closer to the single digits as it was before.
All right. Judy Ngulale is a Senior Special Assistant, Public Affairs to the President. I'd like to say thanks to you for sharing your time with us.
Always a great privilege to be with you. God bless you. And thank you very much for everything.
All right. Still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. Commercial break. I'll be back.
Splash FM 105.5.
I won't tell you the secret of better food. Nadi, no chicken and classic seasoning powder. The ingredient they take make na natural by nature, like real chicken, rosemary, black and white pepper, garlic, onion, parsley, mushroom, coriander. If you knack no seasoning powder for inside your jollof, fried rice, egusi, and all other soup, you go know say flavor pass flavor. No seasoning powder, natural by ingredients. By flavor.
I'm stronger with boxer. And if I did it, you come through.
Bajaj Boxer celebrates 4 million plus happy customers in Nigeria. Buy a Boxer and get 4,000 Naira airtime free. Rush to your nearest Boxer dealership today. Offer valid while stocks last. Call 0800 0321 1111 for inquiries. Terms and conditions apply.
Uncle Dentist, what be cavities and how Colgate take they protect my teeth from cavities? Say they use Kung Fu?
No dear, now home for teeth they cause most tooth pain will be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection, take brush every day. The confirmed formula could help keep natural calcium inside our teeth. We could protect them from tooth decay.
Time don't reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
And the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
Ibadan! 9 Mobile 4G LTE has landed and we are in for the time of our lives. Streaming matches will never be the same. Video calls will be clearer than ever. Work will be so smooth, it won't feel like work. That's smooth.
Yes, Ibadan. Enjoy browsing with quality 4G LTE on 9 mobile data plans. Get 2 GB plus free access to social media for 500 Naira. 7 GB plus free access to social media for 1,500 Naira. And 3.5 GB free data for night streaming on select monthly data plans of 1,000 Naira and above. Dial *200*3*1# to get started. Season C's apply. 9 Mobile.
You see that your cousin will not dey carry last for food matter. And that your niece will not like to chop better thing.
No, I know the shopper.
What about the uncle? We not get shit. And that your guy will always like drink the last Coca-Cola. We sabi them. But without them, food not is sweet. Coca-Cola and food together tastes better.
Taste the feeling.
My people, better don't land. Make una come see ogbonge cable where them manufacture for Obodo, Nigeria. Now Pure Cables. Pure Cables na correct electrical cable where they reliable, dependable, and the people where they make them call they safety conscious. Pure Cables get original copper and aluminium cable for different sizes them where you fit use for electrical wiring level for anywhere. Whether na your house, or na your office. The price uncle, you know the tear pocket at all. Nationwide distribution don't start. For more information, call 0808 030 3257 0808 030 3257. Pure Cable and Wire Limited. They have Fritz Compound, Fort Gate 122/132 Oshodi Papa Expressway, Iyano Solo Bus Stop, Lagos. Pure Cables, Nigerian electrical contractors endorse am. SON approval. Pure Cables. Now you people.
Hello everyone, Have you been on the lookout for a job or looking for that income? Well, search no further. As BetKing, the playground for kings, is here to support your dreams. Become a BetKing agent in your area and start earning weekly commissions up to 30% of your sales and monthly bonuses. Interested individuals can call Super Agents Adebowale on 081-563-60744 or WhatsApp on 081-091-41096.
Ìròyìn ayọ̀ ti wọlé dé o fún gbogbo ènìyàn. Ǹjẹ́ ìwọ ń wá iṣẹ́ tàbí ohun tó lè máa mú owó wọlé wá fún ọ? Máa ń jìnnà. Àǹfààní aláìlẹ́gbẹ́ ti ọ̀dọ̀ BetKing wá fún ọ láti mú àlá rẹ wá sí ìmúṣẹ. Di aṣojú BetKing lágbègbè rẹ lónìí. Kó o sì bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní jẹ èrè ìdá 15% lórí nǹkan tó bá tà lọ́sọ̀ọ̀sẹ̀ àti àjẹmọ́nú lóṣooṣù. Ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá ní ìfẹ́ sí àǹfààní yìí lè pe aṣojú BetKing Adébọ̀wálé sórí 0815-636-0744 tàbí lórí WhatsApp pẹ̀lú 0810-914-1096. BetKing, pápá ìṣeré fún àwọn ọba.
Sweetheart, you know I have just been paid for the last project I handled, and I really want to invest the money this time.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea, my love. Then Fresh Farms is your best option.
Fresh Farms?
In fact, you have access to your dashboard and you can monitor your investment on pepper, cassava, tomato, yam, and many other agricultural products.
Fresh Farm is here. Our main goal is to provide you fresh food. This time around, farming is on another level. Cassava farming, olele, cashew farming, tomato and pepper farming, ensuring food surplus for we nation, Niger. Fresh Farms, provide fresh food.
Invest in any of our farm produce today and get amazing return on your investment. For inquiry, please call 0907-361-2624 or visit our website today at www.freshfarms.ng. Fresh Farms, spreading freshness.
Splash FM 105.5.
All right, you're welcome back. It's still talking points on Splash FM here in the city of Ibadan. There, I spoke with Ajuri Ngilale. He is the senior special advisor, our assistant to the president on public affairs. He talked about the federal government's focus on expanding the social investment program, the National Youth Investment Fund, focus on the MSMEs and deepen construction, particularly with the 1 trillion naira infra coup and so many other projects. I'd like to ask you how you react to some of these matters, along with the stories that I've read earlier. I'd like to add this one to it. If you'd like to call me, 0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, and 07069493000. Let's take this caller before we go to that story. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Olatunbosun.
You're welcome to Talking Points today. What's the name, please?
Let me just give you the
Okay.
Yeah, I appreciate the efforts of the government, but the main issue now is security. Because even if we take from recession and we expect investment, how about security? That is the issue now.
Okay.
Look, most of us we are not good at economics and all that. What is the effect of this on the prices of goods in the market? That's what the ordinary man wants to know. And there's a security demand. When is your supposition?
Okay.
This is the reality. This thing, they take our ears. We hear in Nigeria's recession. What is the reality on ground? There's security, there's killing. And these people cannot try when you have a situation. Let's all be killing ourselves.
All right. Thank you very much, Izzy, there for joining the fray. Banditry. This is Punch. Banditry arrest. Probe Sheikh Gumi now. Nigeria tell federal government. Nigerians on Tuesday called on the federal government to order the arrest and investigation of popular Islamic scholar Sheikh Ahmad Gumi over his interactions with bandits in the country. Of late, Sheikh Gumi has been seen in photos holding talks with notorious bandits in the forest of Zamfara, Niger, and other states. He had also advocated blanket amnesty for the bandits like was done for the militants in the Niger Delta region. The Punch also reported that Sheikh Gumi said bandits had only killed a few people accidentally, adding that they killed for revenge. Sheikh Gumi's latest comment attracted outrage on social media, with many users describing him as a spokesperson for bandits in the country. If you'd like to find that story, please do. Okay, is it Punch? Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mike.
Welcome to the program. Can you turn down the volume on your radio, please?
I've done that.
Welcome, sir. What's the name? What's the name?
Citizen Samuel.
Citizen Samuel. Yes, sir.
From Rainwood.
Yes, sir.
This government should start deceiving itself. It's based on lie, deception, propaganda, and lie. You cannot do any meaningful program when there is no security. They are kidnapping on the express road, Lagos, over the road. Abuja, Kaduna, they are kidnapping all over there. You say you want this man to come to this country? Only the Fulani husband that they invited came in, and we see what they are doing. Number two, all the videos you are making about train. This is 6 years. They spent 6 years by me. Where is the train? And the one they are doing does not even help us. The train that will impact the economy is the good train, where we can do personal from Lagos and transit overnight to the north, from Wadi or wherever but instead we are building refinery in Nigeria Republic. We are borrowing money to build pipeline from here to Nigeria Republic. Is Nigeria Republic the 37 states in Nigeria? We are doing expert for them there. So these people are deceiving us. They have a hidden agenda, maybe to Islamize or turn Nigeria to
hello, Citizen Samuel. I'd like to ask you to withdraw that statement, please. You understand
there is an allegation that happened. Allegation. Kumi is not backing it up.
It's better.
He's trying to marginalize the military now.
It's better that way.
That they killing Kogi. What happened? I have testimony of people who came to church to testify that they were killing them because they have to be Christian. They give them uniform. These are not allegations. Okay. Yeah, but if people testify, they are like people who are. So we can't continue to deceive ourselves. We better start preparing. If we want to let us go peacefully. If we are not going, let us restructure, go back the regional way. That's what our forefather left in 1960. The ministry imposed this condition. We didn't do this constitution. It's imposed on us. So it has to stop.
Okay.
We want to move forward.
I appreciate
in my own country.
I appreciate your contribution. Okay, so restructure, go. Yeah.
We can't be slave or second city in our own country. It's never done. Okay. Not the society. We are all one.
All right. Thank you very much, Citizen Samuel. There, it's very angry, and vividly angry for that matter. Let's take this call before we go on a commercial. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Joseph Olatunbosun23-02-2021.
Yes, sir.
The spokesperson for the president has spoken well.
Yes, sir.
He just called for God to help them to improve on the security-wise.
Okay.
The other aspect they have done well. Don't mind the criticism.
Okay.
Nothing good in their own faces.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Oluwasegun, there for calling. Commercial break. I'll be back in a moment.
Splash FM 105.5.
Uncle Dentist, wetin be cavities and how Colgate take dey protect my teeth from cavities? Shey dey use comfort?
No dear, na hole for teeth dey cause most tooth pain wey be cavity. But if you use Colgate Maximum Cavity Protection take brush every day, the confirmed formula go help keep natural calcium inside our teeth wey go protect them from tooth decay.
Time don reach to upgrade to the world's most chosen toothpaste, Colgate, because Colgate locks calcium in.
Now, the Nigerian Dental Association, they recommend Colgate.
I won't tell you the secret of better food. Now, the no chicken and classic seasoning powder. The ingredient they take make am na natural by nature, like real chicken, rosemary, black and white pepper, garlic, onion, parsley, mushroom, coriander. If you knack no seasoning powder for inside your jollof, fried rice, egusi, and all other soup, you go know say flavor pass flavor. No seasoning powder. Natural by ingredients. Bangba by flavor.
Some energy drinks promise power, but are more like this. What you need is this. New Predator Energy Drink. Rule your kingdom. Now sells for only 200 naira.
Honey, you haven't touched your phone since I saved it.
Darling, I'm very worried, and I'm tired of spending a huge amount of money repeatedly on electronic appliances that keep breaking down. It's frustrating.
Daddy, the washing machine has stopped working.
Oh, not again.
Solar Telecoms and Electronics Store, the Jagaban of phones and electronics, is the one sure place to get quality electronic appliances at the lowest price. In fact, Solat is currently offering you 20% discount on flat screen TVs, deep freezers, air conditioners, washing machines, gas cookers, and other appliances. Visit Solat Electronics showroom today at J. Allen Dugbe, Solat Mega Store, Mokola Isolat Building, Mokola Palms Mall, and Challenge for all brands of electronic appliances and phones. Remember, Solat Electronics is offering 20% discount on all purchases. For inquiries, call 0701 684 1630. Solat Telecoms, you deserve the best.
Brace up for the future. Study nursing, doctor of physiotherapy, medical laboratory science, accounting with ICANN professional certification, mass communication, criminology and security studies, software engineering, cybersecurity, biotechnology, and other relevant courses at Crestland University, Abeokuta, the university arm of Crestland Schools. Crestland University is a world-class university with state-of-the-art laboratories, libraries, studio, entrepreneurship certification, and good accommodation within a conducive environment for learning. At Crestland University, transfer to 200 and 300 levels are available at affordable rates. Top-up conversion programs are also available. Our upcoming program is law. Our fees are affordable with flexible payment plan. To apply, visit www.crestlanduniversity.edu.ng or call 0813-266-3928 and 0802-304-6920. Grab this opportunity at Crestland University. Intellectual radiance.
Wow! It's here! What's that? What's here, Mom?
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer.
Tell me about it, Mom.
The new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer is carefully produced to help us fight germs and provide the right protection for every family.
Introducing the new Maxi 20 hand sanitizer to help you fight germs every day.
Mom, now I can clean up germs that touch my hand and be fine, right?
Yes, son, you can, because Maxi 20 will keep you protected.
Yippee!
Maxi 20, war on germs. Another quality product from Intercontinental Distillers Limited.
It's banging and electrifying. It's Sports Bang. Enjoy the best and the latest sports stories.
And Birmingham has gone, and Fulham have lost.
Get ready for logical arguments, exclusive bites, comprehensive analysis, and superb banter.
There is no better number 10 anywhere in world football.
On Sports Bang. Mondays to Fridays by 7:30 a.m. and by 6:30 p.m. every Monday and Tuesday on Splash 105.5 FM. Join us on the planet where sports lovers live. Sports Bang. Get the big picture. Get the whole story. We keep you sports on.
Splash FM 105.5.
All right, it's still talking points on Splash FM. 0809-155-1055, 0805-699-8678, and 07069493000. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Mr. Ayo Baba Yemi, right?
Ayo Baba Yemi from Akpata.
Yes, sir.
I listened to Ajuri.
Yeah.
What he said is very, very laudable. But there are certain things that are missing there.
Okay.
One of them is this. Where is the energy to power all those projects, even if they are given the money?
Okay.
Number two, where is the security? You see, most of the companies today that could have helped Nigeria better are now closed down as a result of epileptic power supply.
Okay.
Where is Dunlop? Where is Michelin? Where are textile companies? All these are should to be addressed before giving out trillions of naira to the youth that may be squandered.
Okay.
So, number two, security. If there is no security, all those things you mentioned cannot come into effect at all. So, anytime you speak next time, give us the opportunity to talk to him and ask him questions.
Okay.
You are the only person asking him questions. Let us ask him questions.
Okay.
The questions asked about inflation, he did not answer it correctly. There's no way he can spend so much trillion without inflation.
Okay.
So, as you say, there's no way. And he did not answer it correctly to my satisfaction.
Oh, wow.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Okay. Interesting. Okay. I have a story here. I'll read it before I take the next call, which probably might be the last for today. We shall fight criminality with every legal means. This is attributed to Southwest governors. In the Vanguard, the rider were not against any ethnic nationality or business, no to open grazing. Chairman of the Southwest Governors Forum, Rotimi Akeredolu, has declared that the governors in the region would fight criminality with every legal means. Akeredolu equally dismissed the views held by some northern governors and leaders that Amotekun was established to tackle ethnic nationality or business. The chairman, who doubled as the Ondo State governor, said this during his second-term inauguration lecture held in Akure. What we have set out to do in the southwestern states is not targeted at any ethnic nationality or business, but we're against criminality, and we shall fight criminality with every legal means. It is in the interest of our collective well-being, and all we require is the support and understanding of all federating units, including the federal government. That's about it there. Let's take this call before we wrap up. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Michael.
You're welcome to Talking Points on Splash FM.
Yeah, you see two guys here. This afternoon.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I can't made a very, very valid point that they might have to be fought. But calling the federal government to help, he might not get any answer. I know I'm saying this. What are fighting now is supposed to be fought by the federal government by the service chiefs. But now, the people that are driving the whole country, the south, the east, the west, everywhere, are majorly, all, the same tribe. And the service chiefs are from there, right from day one. That's why they can't win this war. When during Jonathan, before Buhari came and started protesting, the Jika was removed. That he was killing Buhari, he was killing the North. According to him, Nigeria was recording very, very great success against Boko Haram. But I can't have the same people from the same tribe. It's not a family issue, it's a tribal issue. It's a Nigerian issue. You have to diversify the security.
Okay.
The Southwest has to sit up, like people that part of the country sit up and fight, not looking for the federal government. They can't get any help.
All right.
Now, the best is that every side, every region, help themselves by themselves.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Chigozie, for calling.
Thank you, Michael.
Wow. All right. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll meet on Thursday. It happens that it's open day on Thursday, the last Thursday of the month, on the program Talking Points on Splash FM. Let's meet on Thursday, okay? So meanwhile, Ibadan News Update Ibadan News Update at 4 o'clock, and after that, Game On. M-Spice steps into the building. My name is Michael Olatunbosun. I'd like to ask you to do everything within your power to make this nation better. Enjoy the rest of the day.